Hi, I'm Paula Hawkins, and this is part 1 of my scenario for Crime Story. The call came in at 19:43 p.m. A woman in extreme distress told the operator that her husband had been stabbed in their home. "I think he's dead," she said. "He isn't breathing. I don't think he's breathing. I tried to do CPR, but he's bleeding so much I think I've made it worse." 2 uniformed officers arrived at the house just before 8 p.m, an ambulance tailing them into Roxbury Close, a cul-de-sac just off Fulham Broadway. Laura May, the woman who'd made the call, answered the door. Dressed in a t-shirt and tracksuit bottoms, she was soaked in blood and sobbing. She led the paramedics into the kitchen where they found Daniel May, her husband, lying in a pool of blood. A kitchen knife with a bloodied 6-inch blade lay at his side. The paramedics pronounced Mr. May dead shortly after arrival. He'd suffered massive blood loss from the wound to his chest, and they were unable to resuscitate him. Uniformed officers did a quick sweep of the house. They found no immediate sign of a break-in, and apart from in the kitchen, where there was smashed crockery on the floor and smears of blood on the floor and surfaces, the rest of the house seemed orderly, no evidence of struggle or disturbance. Detective Sergeant Sam Atkins and Detective Constable Nathan Wincott arrived shortly after 8. In the living room, they spoke to Laura May. I got home, I don't know, 7:30. He was in the kitchen, he wasn't breathing. I wanted to do CPR, but the knife was in the way, so I took it out. I think I made it worse." "There was no one else in the house?" DS Atkins asked. "The front door was locked?" Laura nodded. "And you just come back from work, is that right?" She nodded again. "Had you been to the gym, or—" DS Atkins was looking at Laura's tracksuit bottoms. Oh, no, I didn't go straight to the kitchen. I'm sorry, I went upstairs. I always do that, straight upstairs, get out of my work clothes." "And you didn't notice your husband?" She shook her head. "I called out. I said, I don't know, hi, I'm home, or something like that, but he didn't answer. Sometimes when he's in his study working, he doesn't even hear me." "You said you returned home at 7:30, DC Wincott said. "The call you made to the ambulance was 19:43. Does that sound right? About 13 minutes, almost a quarter of an hour, from the time you arrived home until the time you dialed 999. Laura looked stricken, her eyes flitting away from the detectives. They came to rest on the mobile phone on the coffee table. She nodded. "Yes, I think the time it took me to change and then finding him, I think that's right." Wincott and Atkins exchanged a look. "Mrs. May," Atkins said, "could we take a look at your phone?"